that's true. Naked Palpatine.
Oh, you pick that one. Fresh out of the clone tank, nude Palpatine is my
Well, that's the first thing I think of when you say Dark Empire Palpatine. Hello everybody. We're gonna hunt the truth as we dive into Season 2 of the audio drama series leading up to Halo 5. Hunt the truth. It's okay. I did not love this as much as I loved Season 1 did everything right. The story was engaging, it was suspenseful. You know, obviously Oni can't be taken down. I mean, there's so many games left, you know. It just wouldn't have happened in the audio drama of all things. So I was curious, like, how would they handle it? How would they do that? And I just cannot praise Season 1 enough. Season 2 is just okay. I don't think it nearly holds the same caliber as the first one. Mainly because it's just more straightforward of a typical Halo story, which isn't bad, but it's also not that phenomenal. The highlight for me was probably the final episode and the second episode when the main lady, Maya, gets to meet up with Benjamin Giroux from the previous story. And those are slight spoilers, but nothing huge. But, I don't know, like I said, it's a very by the numbers. It explains some things that were a little bit loose from the previous season, so there are reasons to listen to it. But in terms of overall hook, I feel like the first one just had a much better payoff and execution, and just overall, I like sucked it up. Like I had to listen to every continuous audio to get the next bit of story because it was so engaging, and it's in major props due to Keegan-Michael Peele, who did a phenomenal and fantastic job of being somebody uncovering this dark truth and just everything spiraling out of control, and the anxiety and the fear and everything that came with that. It was just, I cannot stress, it's probably one of the greatest pieces of story media outside of a video game that Halo has done. It truly is something spectacular. I mean, even if you don't fully understand what you're hearing, because you know you're not a big Halo fan, like Season 1's audio drama is so compelling. Anybody should listen to it. Like, truly and utterly, you should. Anyway, Season 2. We follow Maya. We learn that she's an Oni operative, that she always was an Oni operative. And she goes on these missions. She gets caught by some Kigjar at one point. And some other stuff happens. And is she going to realize, or let me phrase that, is she just going to go with the flow? Or is the experiences of last season and the experience of this season going to, instead of making her just be an actress, you know, faking it, is she going to really, truly change into someone that believes in the things that she's been saying all this time? Or is it going to remain a facade and she'll do Oni's bidding? I mean, really, you have to read it, you have to watch to find out. But as I said, it's much more by the numbers. So, anyway, loudness. What can you do? I'm gonna give spoilers. If you don't want that, there's the door. But I liked it, just not as much as Season 1. Civilian event breached by ODSTs, which is a pretty cool introduction because Maya's pretending to be the Pharaoh. And then, of course, we learn here, we confirm that she works for Oni. So again, everything last season, she was just doing Oni's bidding. So this poor man, Benjamin Giroux, who, and again, we thought he was uncovering like this big thing, like that was the whole thing of Season 1, only to find out that Oni orchestrated all of this on purpose. Awful. Midnight Facility. Hush, hush. we find Benjamin Giraud broken, insane, losing his mind as he's stuck in a padded room, you know. And they finally gave him coloring crayons and stuff because he stopped banging his head against the wall, so that's cool. There's no clock, no measure of time for him to recognize how long it's been or how short it's been. And Maya goes to see him, and it's heartbreaking when he realizes that she was in on it too. And he just doesn't know what to do. And it's the last we ever see of him, and probably will ever see of him. It's awful. It's not even that he actually uncovered anything. He did exactly what Oni wanted, and now he gets to spend the rest of his life in a cell. This poor guy. Sullivan and Maya argue about. Maya argues that what's being done to Benjamin isn't fair, and Sullivan says like this, we're doing the best we can for him, you know. Da 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 da. Just a crazy conversation. Maya gets a mission because of any control. There's a planet, you know, full of. So basically, this season also they're getting a lot of these seismic reports of dangers and stuff happening around systems, and of course, this is a precursor to Halo 5 with the Guardians rising. And so that's why she goes to this planet, only to find out that, you know, it's controlled by Innies. So now she has an alter alias as Pharaoh, so she goes down there as Pharaoh. Things go awry, but then it doesn't matter because the Guardian rises. She also just teamed up with an AI black box, which I believe this is the same black box from the Karen Travis trilogy, which is pretty cool, and he gets to interact with Maya. And then there's this part where they go on the Jackal ship and they just have to escape. And like I said, typical Halo stuff wasn't that fun to read or listen to. And then she crash lands on this place with a bunch of these cultists. And guess who voices the leader? Nothing short of Luke Skywalker himself or the Joker, Mark Hamill. And that was just a lot of fun. Does it really matter in the grand scheme of things? Not really, but it's really fun. But on this planet, a guardian is going to rise. And even though Maya is a fraud and she's a liar, this lady really believes in the ideas that Pharaoh presented, and she goes to shoot Maya. I was like, we have to, because you will be bigger as a martyr than you will be by yourself. And Maya, after going through all the stuff that she's gone through in this season, is like, you know what? This is right. You know, like, even, you know, what we've been doing, what I've been doing is wrong. And she changes her ways. And this is a battle for ideas more than a battle like it has been in the past of the games where it's shooting, shooting, shooting. No, it's a battle for ideas, and for a society that's better. And so Maya dies, and that's the end. And they make an AI clone of her, so that's crazy. But then also we of course see a Guardian rise, because this is all, you know, meant to be a promotion for Halo 5. So, but yeah, so that's basically it for Hunt the Truth Season 2. Like I said, it's not great. It's not horrible. It's just fine. Like, the bar was set so high with Season 1 that Season 2 was never going to compare. And I liked Maya a lot. I think she's a great character. It's just overall the plot of Season 2 is just not as interesting. You know, it's been there, done that. Like, it's just, if you've been reading and playing everything, like, it just it's not that special. Maybe if you're not like a reader and you just play the games and you watch that or listen to that, you'd have a really good experience. But as someone who's been consuming all of it, it's just okay. But anyway, those are my thoughts on Halo Hunt the Truth Season 2 audio drama. Let's finish the fight, and I'll see you next time when we discuss Halo 5 Guardians. Till then, guys.